Welcome to HQ Midday. I'm Tommy Tran. We have not one, but two Monday Night Football games with 1 hour apart in terms of kickoffs. But when we talk about the scores from this weekend, I want to focus on this lower quadrant right here, right? We have the Giants getting a win with Jackson Dart, but they lose Malik Neighbors. Battle 1 and 2 teams goes by the way of Kansas City. And we have the second highest scoring tie in NFL history, Packers and Cowboys, 40-40 apiece. That was certainly a fun watch in primetime on Sunday night. In terms of tonight, we've got 1-2 in terms of those Monday Night Football games. Jets and Dolphins, winless teams. We haven't had this situation this late in the season in Week 4 in Monday Night Football, and the Jets have lost 9 straight visits to Miami. The last time was 2014 when Rex Ryan was the head coach of the Jets. I've got my analysts here, Carthon and Logan Ryan, here to talk about the first of our 2 games on Monday night. Logan, I know you haven't had a lot of experience being part of these winless teams early on this season, but just give me a sense of the player perspective of what's at stake here between these 2 teams that could get off the schneid and get the victory tonight.
Yeah, I think the thing that makes the NFL great is the urgency every single week. And when you think about an NFL training camp, NFL offseason starting in April, right, and then you go to training camp all summertime, and you start the year 0-3, people and pundits and analysts are already telling you you're not making the playoffs, your season over, and by the way, your coach is about to get fired, if you lose this one. So that is how urgent our sport is, American football, and that's why it's the most beautiful sport, because you got to bring it every single week. And this is a must-win for both these organizations. I have been 0-3 before I was a New York Giant prior, and we didn't start too fast one time. Most of my career I was not, but it gets loud. I will say the noise gets loud when you don't get a win in the first month of the season.
Ray, let me ask you from a sort of a top of the level in terms of what Logan was saying, because Aaron Glenn just got there to the Jets, and I know he wants to get off to a nice start. But on the flip side, Chris Greer and Mike McDaniel, this is year 4 of their partnership right now, and they've been to the playoffs before, and yet they've got this slow start. What's your take here on these 2 teams?
Yeah, it's like Logan said, it's noise, right? It's the outside noise, and all that matters is what's going on inside our building, inside the building, and in terms of our communication. And you just got to block out the outside noise. But more than anything, right, we cup the season into quarters, right? And so we're coming to the end of the first quarter of the season, being Week 4. So what better way to get the second quarter of this year started than with the win, which one of these teams, hopefully, we saw a tie last night. Hopefully we won't see another tie tonight. But just figuring out how to win this football game and carrying that momentum into the second quarter will help you out a lot.
So we'll break down both teams. Rand, I'll go right back to you from a Miami perspective. Tua certainly had a nice record against the Jets, but what type of run game will be needed for him today for the Fins to come out with a win?
To me, this is the key to the football game, and it's the key to the football game for both teams, right? So the Miami Dolphins right now, and they're known for running the ball. That's what Mike McDaniels came from in the tree, in both Shanahans that he worked under, was being able to establish the run, and they haven't been able to do that so far. So they're 26 in the league right now, only averaging 89 yards or so a game. But the Jets defense is 23rd in the league, and they're giving up 133 yards per game. And then on the flip side, the Jets offense are ranked 9th in the league with 127 yards a game. And then Dolphins defense are 28th in the league, giving up 145 or so yards a game. So to me, the key is which one of these 2 teams is going to be able to establish the run. And if you're the Miami Dolphins and you're able to establish the run, then it makes that passing game even more dangerous, because Tua lives off of the play action, and you'll be able to hit those shots to those 2 explosive receivers on the outside.
Yeah, both these teams, we love to talk about the quarterback play. Obviously, they have the ball at the end of the game, but both these quarterbacks thrive off of being complementary pieces. Right now, Tua needs to be a complementary piece of their offense. When the ball's in his hands, he has not taken care of it well enough to just go will the victory. So like what Rand alluded to, they got to find a way to run the ball. They got to find a way to play point guard and get the ball to your playmakers in space. Tua's a quick distributor of the football. I've been dumbfounded these last year and a half of him not be able to get Tyreek Hill involved more often, Jalen Waddle involved more often. They got to move the ball around quickly like a point guard would. Don't put so much on Tua's plate. And Justin Field as well. He's massively dangerous with his legs, but it's all complementary off the run game.
So Tua 5-0 against the Jets, but we had a graphic there, 0-3 in his last primetime games at home, and both of you guys are talking about the run game needing to help Tua. tonight. On the flip side, you guys hinted at Justin Fields coming back from the concussion. Tyrod Taylor came in against the Bucs. So Randy had a really nice week 1. The Buffalo game didn't go well, and then the concussion here. So what are your thoughts and expectations of Justin Fields returning to the lineup here?
Well, the big thing is protecting himself and not taking these shots, and particularly shots to the head. And Logan could attest to this. When you've already been in concussion protocol once, it makes it that much easier for you to suffer another concussion. So he's going to have to protect himself. And then the Jets are going to have to use this guy they have in the backfield by the name of Breece Hall.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's a talented runner. You just have to give him the opportunities and kind of create some mesh and RPO type concepts with him and Justin to kind of keep the Dolphins defense off balance. But to take some of the pressure off of Justin Fields, and both Logan and I have already said it, you got to use these backs. You got to give Breece Hall the ball. You got to give Braylon Allen the ball and be able to rely on those guys some, because the Jets have tried to rebuild this offensive line. So let these guys go to work and let's see where they are.
The Jets are a new product. It's the first quarter of the season. They got a new head coach. They got a new offensive system. They have some former players that they've paid, young players that they've paid, but Justin Fields is new to the system. I think where the Jets are at, they're in a position where they're still trying to figure out who they are, how they want to play, and then their quarterback gets hurt early in the year. And when you see these dual threat quarterbacks, when you see these modern quarterbacks who are running and extending the play, look at how many times they're on the injury report. I mean, it's so hard for these guys to play all 17 games. And durability is the key. Rand will tell you, it's more important than talent.
Yep.
You got to be available. Availability is more important than talent. In this NFL, you have to be available. Hopefully Justin Fields can stay healthy. When he's in there, we can truly see what the Jets are. They had a thriller in week 1 against the Steelers. Buffalo's a heck of a team this year, so I don't know how much to put into that one. But now with him back under center, I think they should be a more balanced team.
Okay, so you've broken down the keys to the game and what you guys think both teams should do. But now it comes to who you guys will think will win the game tonight at Hard Rock Stadium. Logan, I'm going to have you go first.
Yeah, I got my Jets green on. You see it right there.
That's what I thought. I didn't want to make sure, though.
So I'm going to go with the Jets. They're a team that's got Justin Fields back under center. I think that should give them a good boost. When I hear about him from guys in the league, he's a likable guy. Guys like the kid. He works hard. I know he was liked in Pittsburgh, and he's here. He's got his chance. So I think this is a great chance, Monday Night Football, to show why the Jets brought you there and get Aaron Glenn the first win there. Where I look at the Dolphins on the other side, they're a team that seems like they're reeling and don't have as much hope.
I'm going to go the opposite way. I'm going to go with the Miami Dolphins because I do believe they're going to be able to establish the run. I think that's going to be a point of emphasis for them heading to this game. And also, my mother-in-law lives about 2 miles from the stadium, and I'm going there after I leave the studio today. So I want to be able to go home and be able to put my feet up without Dolphins fans egging the car or doing anything
like that. A little bias in there, yeah.
Yeah, at least he admitted it, throwing it out there. I'll break the tie. I think Miami comes away with the victory. I think they need this a little bit more with Mike McDaniel there, of course. So, again, 2.5 is the line. Total there in the low to mid 40s there, but the Dolphins will get it done, lay the 2.5, and then lay it with a little bit of confidence. Guys, all right, great stuff from that first game. What we have, of course, is coming up here. Game day recap. Rand, we got you on there.
Made it.
Nice.
I made it.
Haley
I got an acceptance speech I gave last night, too, Tommy.
Pete Prisco, Damian Harris. Make sure you catch them Sundays at 8:20 Eastern every Sunday night.